we're back with another games I'm playing, but I think I've been playing too long that my hair has changed now! I'm freaking out! Hey everyone, how's it going? Total Level here, as today we have another games that I am playing volume here. So this is the series where I tell you about the recent games I've beaten, give a little quick review of them, give some score on them, and then we talk about the games that I am currently playing at the moment. So, you know what? Enough with introductions about this, let's just dive right in. And today I feel like a little drink as we have Coca-Cola. Oh no, I think I need help from Pepsiman! Yes, we're talking about Pepsiman. This was such a weird game, but I really want to check it out just because of how weird it is. As yeah, this mascot that was created in Japan, Pepsiman, they made a game outfit. Japan only, despite all the cutscenes, like live action FMV video cutscenes were, all English and everything like that. But yeah, really bad game. It's basically a Crash Bandicoot game, where it's endless hallways of either running towards something or running away from something, and really difficult. I did have to use save states, as yeah, I obviously don't have a copy of this, but what's very interesting of this game is the creator of the Zero Escape trilogy worked on this game. Now, I don't think he did too much. I think he did some 3D background models here and there, but that was about it. But it's still interesting, and despite how terrible this game is, there's this weird charm with it, especially with the Pepsiman song. It's so dumb. It's all it is people just going Pepsiman, and the music plays, but it gets stuck in your head, so you are welcome for this. Pepsiman! Now it's stuck in your head, so you are very welcome about that. And for that alone, I think this game deserves at least a 3 out of 10. Let's give it a 3.2 out of 10. Why not? Let's be a bit kind with this. And now we move on to Game of the Year territory here. One of the best games I played in a long while, and one of my definitely my favorite game this year, one of my favorite games already of all time, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Now, this copy's still sealed because I was originally playing on Xbox Series X through Game Pass until I was able to get a physical copy of this, and yeah, just fantastic. The characters, the story, the music is incredible. Like, the soundtrack for this game is already in my top 10, as the base story is this paintress keeps on painting the world, and as years go by, you see this kind of tower in the distance that keeps counting down, and once it counts down, the people of that age start to disappear, right? So now that's why it's Expedition 33, because now this is for people who are, 33 and under, and so yeah, you got a bunch of these adults along with one teenager kind of joining you in this fight for your lives, right? And to change the world and stop this paintress from painting. And yeah, very emotional. Now, prologue, I was super into. Like, I got invested right away, but I didn't find the prologue as emotional as other people did, but this game did make me cry later on, like Act 1. Yeah, it was just yeah, because you have 3 acts in this game, and you know, it's not going to be for everyone because the game doesn't hold your hand, right? Like, there's no waypoints, there's no mini-map, anything like that, but it is pretty easy to navigate. It's kind of Final Fantasy 13 type of hallways, right? So you don't really get lost that much, right? So it's not too bad. And combat-wise, while the game can be quite difficult, I did have to put it down to story mode. When I replay this game at some point, I'm going to try on harder difficulties because I really want to get good at this game. I just sucked at the timing, right? And even story mode was challenging for me at parts, but yeah, combat is fantastic. This turn-based kind of action hybrid style, right? Because it's pure turn-based, but during, you know, your turns, you're doing these kind of timing attacks, and then during your enemy turns, you are timing of, you know, jumping to dodge or moving out of the way to dodge. You're trying to parry attacks, counter at the right time to counter attack. It's really cool, and yeah, that's just why I want to get good at the game, because it gets addictive really fast. Fantastic. Loved every second of this, and like I said, yeah, this made me cry. This was the most emotional game I played since probably Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It was just that good, and it had everything. You know, it had, you know, heartbreaking moments, but it also had these funny moments, and the funny, you know, light moments were actually the ones that made me sadder, because I'm like, no, this isn't going last, is it? And it's just, it's so fantastic. Every character of Gustav and Mael and Verso, it's just, they're all amazing. This is a must-play, must-buy for any RPG fan out there. Congratulations to Sandfall Interactive for this amazing achievement, and yeah, I can't wait to see what you do next. This is a 10 out of 10 easily. And the final new game that I beat for the first time that I'm going to talk about is Sandfall. So, play this because it was on PlayStation Plus, and this was a solid game, but it did last too long. It is very repetitive, as the story is, you know, this war happened with humans and set off a bomb that really hurt the world. So this land of Sandland, you know, is having a water drought. So you have these demons who are stealing water from the royal army, and the whole story is this human comes to your demon village. You're playing as a demon named Beelzebub, and yeah, a human named Raoul comes by asking if you would help him find this legendary spring that's supposed to be full of water, you know, to supply all of Sandland. So you get permission from your Demon King dad, and you go out on this adventure with your little buddy Thief to search for the spring. And later on, you come across a girl named Anne and this town named Spino, which this part I did really like, because normally side quests in RPGs are pretty dull and boring, and the task in this one isn't that much different. Like, it's the same old, you know, go to this area, gather these materials, or defeat this monster and report back, right? But what I loved about this game is side quests you do would build the town of Spino. As you did more and more side quests, more people would show up in your town, would rebuild it, would build their own shops, right? So I did really enjoy that part. It reminded me a lot of Ys 8 Lacrimosa Donna with Castaway Village and building that back up, right? And that was really cool, but yeah, like I said, it's just too repetitive. This game would serve better as like a 15 to 20 hour game if you did most of the side quests, right? Instead, it took me around 30, and near the end of the game, it would repeat the same tasks, like, oh, go to these 3 bases, destroy these enemies. Okay, you did that, now go to these 4 bases and destroy these enemies, and just kind of recycled a lot of the quests and everything like that. But, you know, it was pretty solid still. You got some cool vehicles you get to create of having a tank, having a motorcycle, you can create a car, you create like hovercrafts and, battle armor rates, but like I said, yeah, it's just too much of the same. The environments are very, kind of bland to look at, right? And it's one of those things that there's brilliant moments, and then there's parts where, yeah, you can tell lower budget type of game, right? So, was alright, but this is kind of the definition of a 7 out of 10 type of experience, so that's exactly what I'm going to give Sandland, 7 out of 10. And now we're on to the games I am currently playing. Hooray! So, the first game that I'm playing is 8-Bit Adventures 1, The Forgotten Journey. So, I hear so many people talk about great things with 8-Bit Adventures 2, so, I bought both of these games on Steam in December through their Steam sale, and wanted to check out the first game, especially after watching Taylor's Indie Quest, which if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description down below to that video, because yeah, there's so many amazing indie titles coming out, and so I want to play a lot more indie RPGs that I haven't played through yet, that I missed out on, right? So yeah, I wanted to start with this, and it's pretty solid so far, like, it kind of makes fun of those, cliches in RPGs, right? And, it's a fun little Dragon Quest type old school adventure, and I'm quite enjoying it so far. It's nice, relaxing, nothing too difficult, and nice to just play kind of casually here and there. So yeah, I'll let you know my final thoughts when I beat 8-Bit Adventures 1 for the first time, and then yeah, I'll probably go right to the second game, because I hear so many great things about that one, and there's so many surprises, I guess, in the second game. So yeah, I wanted to get through the first game first, and then yeah, check out the second game later on. And then the next game I was actually going to save for quite a while later, because I did play and beat the original, but I do miss this game. It's been a long while since I really played all the way through it, so playing it every now and then just kind of casually and having a blast with it. And it's Tales of Grace's F Remastered, so yeah, still pretty early on, like I just recently got Pascal, right? So just a few hours in, but yeah, I love this game so much, and love the characters, love the music. It's very solid, and it's one of my favorite Tales games out there, even though it has its issues, even though there's, some pacing issues here and there. But what I like about the Remastered is you can get all the new Game Plus stuff right away, right? Like, you don't have to pay your grades, because in normal Tales games, how they usually work is you beat the game once, and throughout the game you get these grade points, which are kind of, you get marks for battles, right? And you do a bunch of battles to build up your grades. But in this one, yeah, everything just costs 0, so and since I beat it already, I'm just doing like, okay, give me 10 times experience and everything like that, because I just want to experience the story again. It's just fun to play and fun to enjoy, fun to revisit, right? So yeah, just a nice casual experience right now, since I played to beat the original, and yeah, just having a lot of fun with this one. And then the final game that I am playing, which I'm having a lot of fun with, is Fantasy Life. So this one, I'm playing it because the new one came out, everyone's raving about it, and I did pre-order it, but I pre-ordered it with the game that recently got delayed, of Lost Souls aside, right? So I have to wait a bit longer, since, they're going to ship them together, right? Which is too bad, because yeah, I pre-ordered the import version because there is no physical for outside Japan, but I did want a physical of the new Fantasy Life. But yeah, because people are playing that, I'm like, I should play the first game and enjoy it, and yeah, I'm having a blast. Like, I'm picked being a cook, because I'm like, you get warrior, mage, all that sort of stuff, but I'm like, you know what? Let's be a cook. Plus, I do like cooking, especially if I get to make desserts. Like, I love baking for desserts. It's, you know, something I haven't done in a while now that I think about it, but it is something I do enjoy, because who doesn't love a good dessert, right? But yeah, it's just very silly, very fun, and it's relaxing. It's nice and cozy, and you know, I do like my cozy gaming experiences here and there. I love my kind of farming sims here and there, right? So this is a nice, again, nice little chill game that I can play here and there, and yeah, having a lot of fun with it. And so those are all the games that I am playing right now, so yeah, let me know what you think. You better enjoy this, I mean it. You better enjoy it. Anyways, let me know what you guys have been playing in the last little while yourselves. What games have you been enjoying, and you know, or what games did you play that you're just going to tell people to avoid because they weren't that great? I would love to hear all your thoughts, and yeah, thanks for watching. I'm having a lot more energy today. It's the hair, I know, but I hope you enjoyed this. This is always fun for me to talk about this sort of stuff, about games I'm playing, games I beat, because there are games I revisit and play too, like the Somnium Files, and I did beat Spyro Reunited Trilogy, the Year of the Dragon, final game on stream, right? But yeah, didn't really talk about those because I have played and beat them before, like, not the Year of the Dragon Reunited version, but I did beat, you know, the original game before that, right? But yeah, I wanted to keep this a bit shorter than my previous videos, though I'm rambling a lot, so yeah, maybe it's not shorter, because I do like to ramble and ramble and ramble and ramble, and I'll see you next time before I ramble anymore. Thanks everyone, have a great rest of your day. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, really appreciate it. If you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to see more. Also follow me on X, Twitch, Bluesky, and I am back on Facebook now. All links will be on my About page, so follow me there. Even if it's just for the skits I do, I need someone to follow me. Okay, probably not the best way to encourage people, but anyways, I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone.